If you own a home service or contracting business, whether you're a roofer, an HVAC tech, a plumber, a window cleaner, pressure washer, whatever, and you rely entirely off of word of mouth, you need to stop what you're doing and watch this video. You think relying on word of mouth is somewhat of a badge of honor because a lot of the time you've heard some boomer say that they built their entire business in the 70s or 80s or 90s off of nothing but good old-fashioned word of mouth. And if you just do good enough work, people will call. To be honest, you don't fully have a turnkey business. You have a really good reputation, but you can't scale a reputation to having multiple trucks on the road if you don't put a little gasoline on the fire in this current day and age, because it is a different world we're in now than back then. My name is Steve Hunsaker. I've scaled my own home service business in our peak season to doing over $500,000 in sales in 1 month and over 7 figures in the course of a year. And I've helped hundreds of home service businesses get off of the referral roller coaster, but also get off of just the paid ad roller coaster as well, because you need both. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how relying on just word of mouth in your home service business can be one of the most expensive mistakes you can make. And I have the system that we can talk about to fix it. And so let me be clear, having a ton of referrals is a wonderful thing. It actually means that you have a good reputation and you do good work. But the common problem in the space when you have a home service business that relies solely on referrals or word of mouth is it's kind of a feast or famine thing, or the referral roller coaster. And so while that's wonderful because you don't have a paid ad marketing expense or you don't have a ton of your profit going into advertising, what happens is the feast or famine thing becomes really difficult for scheduling. And because referral-based marketing is typically a lot less predictable than when you have a system that actually has both, what happens is sometimes you get really busy and your phone rings a lot, and so you'll have a random Monday or Tuesday where you're booked out for 3, 4, 5, 6 days, and then the next week you'll get out and you'll have one job for the entire week. And so it's very feast or famine, and it's really hard to hire and scale effectively when you don't have a more predictable marketing thing bolted onto your business on the back end. Because you can't just turn on word of mouth like you can paid advertising. Word of mouth either comes in or it doesn't. And so seasonality of, people going on vacation, holidays, back to school, and all of those things can impact the amount of referral or word of mouth business that you get. And so what happens is this typically is what keeps businesses in that maybe 20K, 30K, 40K, 50K a month range and keeps them from scaling effectively, because it's really hard to scale a second vehicle or a third vehicle or a fourth vehicle out on the road and hire for those positions if you can't predictably have job flow on your schedule and then go to people you're hiring or go finance another vehicle to actually service that, because you need to have predictable work. And so to have predictable work, you need to have a hybrid of both paid ads, organic ads, and then really good referral marketing. And so what do most home service business owners do when referrals slow down or the referral pipeline dries up a little bit? They run to an agency to try to throw money at them to fix all of their problems. Let's say you go hire a Facebook ad agency or a Facebook Instagram ad agency or Meta agency. You're just going to hand your credit card over to somebody, and in reality, they're going to charge you somewhere between $1,000 to $1,500 or something like that. But the truth is, those people largely, and I would say 99%, have never actually ran a home service business. So what happens is they're marketing people. And then what happens is you'll get a month in, and then you complain about the quality of lead. And you say like, dude, you're getting me 50 leads a month. I get a hold of 2 of them. And the agency goes, well, you're not doing this. And they give you a 30-minute Loom presentation about all of the data about what's going on in the marketing. But all you want to know is why your phone isn't ringing with actual quality prospects. That's it. But they won't give you that because they're marketing people. They're not business owners. And so what you need to do is you need to actually take control of the marketing yourself, because when you own the business, you understand the difference between lead quality and lead quantity. It's not good for your business to just get 2 leads in a week if you have to be calling 50 to 70 to whatever people a month and hope you get a hold of 1 or 2 of them. But the agency is just going like, oh, we just got you so many leads. But the reality of this is lead quantity does not matter as much as lead quality matters. I would pay 3 to 4 times the cost per lead for leads that actually answer the phone, as opposed to getting 50, 60, 70 leads that I struggle to even get somebody on the phone or somebody to not reply stop when I respond to them. And so renting the agency is a losing game, because maybe they do work for a couple months. But what happens a lot of time is they work really well in the beginning for like 1 or 2 or 3 months. But then once you're in the ecosystem, for their economics of their business to make sense, they have to go find another you. And so what happens is you're not the pretty girl in school anymore. And then you're your performance slacks off a little bit. And then if you fire them, you're back down to 0. And that's the thing that very few people talk about, is the agencies usually do okay for the first month, 2 or 3, but then they slack off because they get somebody else. They slack on your creative, they slack on A/B testing creatives, they slack on all other stuff. And then what happens is you're left holding the bag, but you're still paying the agency retainer every month, but they maybe spend a couple hours a week on your campaigns, when in the beginning, they spent a couple hours a day to keep you happy. And so that's why you want to take control of your own advertising on Meta, and you want to take control of your own SEO on Google Maps until you get to the point where the agency fees for the good agencies, the one that costs $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month, who dedicate a bunch of employees to you, like not just one VA in the Philippines to your account that just clicks a few boxes and has a few checklists on the agency side, like actual employees who care about your account. But you can't afford the good agencies at your size yet, because those agency retainers have to charge enough per month to staff multiple people on your account to make it worth it. And so you're better off doing your Google Maps SEO yourself up until you're about $1 million plus a year, and you're better off doing your Meta ads yourself in-house. Honestly, that ranges drastically. I do over $1 million a year and I still run them in-house. And so by the way, if you do want to learn how to run your own ads in-house, run your own Google Maps SEO in-house properly, and then build a bunch of other systems on the back end, there's a link in the description to join Home Service Accelerator, which at the time of filming this video, 550 plus home service business owners have joined and come through that and taken control of their own ads and control of their own Google Maps SEO and control of their own systems and their physical marketing and all the other stuff I talk about in this channel. And if you do want to join that, there's a link in the description. You can talk to our team, see if you're a good fit, see if we're a good fit for you, which is more important, and then we can go from there. But let me make one thing clear. I love referrals. I love word of mouth. That's one of the best signs that your business doesn't suck. I want to make that clear. But relying on just that is a loser's game, because I don't think you guys got into owning a home service business and took all of the risk and left your cushy 9 to 5 and left your corporate America job with benefits to make $5,000 a month in profit. I don't think you did it to make $10,000 a month in profit. Hell, I don't think I did it to make $25,000 a month in profit. And my business does a lot more than that now. But referrals should be the result of working systems, not the main driver of the system. Referrals and word of mouth and organic should be the things that come after you've cracked everything else. Paid ads, word of mouth, organic, physical marketing, retargeting campaigns via email. All of these other things need to work together, and referral campaigns work better when you have more at-bats to actually get more people to talk to you and get more people to get quotes from you, and you get more people to actually commit to you doing work for them at their house or business, because then your referrals start working more and you start getting more frequency of them when the entire system is working properly. And so I've talked about this on the channel before, but home service and contracting business marketing is no different than building a bonfire in a fire pit. Your infrastructure, the way your truck looks, the way your systems are set up to where you show up on time, the way you communicate to customers, the way you look on site, where you have branded Nike polos versus some gross bacon neck t-shirts when you go out and greet a customer. Your brand, your setup, that is the fire pit. Nothing else matters if you look like a schmuck and your systems are built like a schmuck when you get out on site. Everything else will do worse. It's the equivalent of putting logs on the ground and not in a fire pit. And then your organic stuff, the quality of the work you do, the way you nurture reviews, all of that stuff, the way you do quality work and communicate, that is the logs in the fire. It's harder to get the organic going. It takes longer. It takes longer to light those logs on fire. But that part of the business is sustainable. It's not super spotty. Like when you get good referral business and good word of mouth, you have a baseline every single month of business you know is coming in. And so that means that that part of the business is the long burning log. It takes longer as a business to get that log burning. So what you do is in your ecosystem, you pour gasoline on the fire, and gasoline on the fire is the paid marketing strategy. That means that you still have an existing flame, your logs are still burning, but you want to pour gas on top of it so that everything works faster. It's the same concept of building a bonfire. It's why people pour lighter fluid on top of the existing fire to get it burning quicker and to get the logs burning more thoroughly throughout the entire fire. And so the healthy business does all of that: paid, organic, word of mouth, physical marketing, email retargeting, all of that jazz. And so a good business does all of the following. They do paid ads. They get really good at referral nurturing. They do really good work in their organic on their Google Maps SEO and their organic social medias, and everything works together. The bad businesses focus on just one and completely neglect the other ones because they're busy. And so what's the action plan for you? It's really simple. You're watching this video right now. Figure out what of these 3 things that I just talked about that you're not doing currently. Let's say you're not doing Facebook ads. Go learn how to do Facebook ads. It is so easy to find YouTube videos that give you like a basic breakdown of it. But if you want like to actually get it more in depth, obviously you know where to go. But you can do that today. You can figure out how to do Facebook ads today. You can test test that today. You can also implement the Google Maps strategy that I talk about at length in this video and in a lot of other videos. So what I want you to do this week is pick one thing that you know you're slacking on and fix it and build systems and daily checklists and processes to actually implement that into your business and stick with it. And then maybe in a couple weeks, you go build something else. But what happens when you build something else is you don't slack on that current system, because that's a system in your business now. That's a non-negotiable. Whatever you do on Google Maps and say you're gonna do in your referral nurturing and anything like that, you keep doing it. And then you add on Facebook ads. And then you add on maybe Google pay-per-click or something like that. And then you go do all the other stuff. But I need you to pick one this week and run with it. And so the end result, the North Star, the goal of why you're watching my videos is you want a business that's predictable. And predictable doesn't mean you know every single month you're gonna make 100K flat. Predictable means you know no matter what that the worst case scenarios you'll probably do somewhere around 50, 60, 70K a month. And then you'll keep scaling and keep tweaking and keep doing all these systems to try to break records. And the more you consistently do all these things, spoiler alert, the more you will consistently month over month be doing this in your business and trending in the right direction. And so the goal here is build the multi-pronged thing in your business so you actually have everything working properly for you. So one month, Facebook ads might crush for you more than normal. Maybe you sell a $50,000 job from Facebook ads, so your return on Facebook ads is absurd. And maybe when the Facebook ads were crushing that month, your word of mouth didn't do that well. But then next month, your word of mouth crushes. You get a neighborhood where 2 or 3 different people loved the work you did for one guy, and you turned one job into 2 or 3 or 4. So maybe another month, your organic and your referral word of mouth crushes compared to your paid. But the beauty of that is the business is making consistent money across both, because all of your eggs aren't just in one single basket. And I'm telling you from personal experience in my home service businesses, I have been on both sides. I used to just rely entirely off agencies and paid ads to be all of my business. My first year in business, I've made videos about this, 95% of my business came from paid ads. 95%. That is extremely stressful because sometimes paid ads don't perform as well as they did the previous week, or maybe the week before that. And so one week I'd have a full schedule and I'd feel like it was never gonna end. And I'd be like, I need to go hire, I need to go do all this other stuff. And then the next week I would have 1 or 2 jobs. And I'd be like, well, I can't hire because it's so inconsistent. So I'm telling you this because I've been on both sides. And real businesses have knobs and levers that they can turn to crank things up. If they're slow on referrals or word of mouth, I can crank ad spend. Just this week alone, we had a little lull on the Friday after Thanksgiving where I had like 4 slots I needed to fill because we had a bunch of commercial work that was being done in the first week of December. And so what did I do? I went into my system and I cranked my paid spend a little bit. And guess what happened? We sold like 6 jobs in the last 5 days that were all over $3,000. So what did I do? I cranked one of my systems and I got more work. That's predictability in a business. That's how I can go look at my employees and say, you have work 5 days a week this week because you committed to me full time. That as an owner is worth its weight in gold. And if you want to stop waiting for the phone to ring and find ways to make the phone ring, you need proper systems. So to get proper systems, you can do everything I talked about in this video. Or if you want to join Home Service Accelerator and actually get the systems that I talk about at length here tailored to your business individually, you can book a meeting with us. The link is in the description of the video. It's also in the pinned comment. We have an application process you can apply to join the Home Service Accelerator, and we can help you implement every single thing I'm talking about in this video. So click the link below if you want to do that, or just keep watching the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.